And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and my special guest, Kwiatkowski. It's marrying the Pentagon and the Federal Reserve like nothing I've seen recently. It's like, yeah, what did you think was happening? They're just robbing us and need an excuse to make the money go to, some of their friends. War is a racket.
And you asked if they are conscious of the disaster that is pending, and what is their real motivation. And I have to reemphasize, I think they're thugs in suits. And, crooks, they want to gain as much as they can, and then they figure they'll float to the top.
I always put it, we're a banana republic with a shiny tie.
There you go.
We're a third world country with a tie.
Increasingly, we're looking like that, and it actually leads into this whole thing with these Republicans and the kind of debate that is and is not going on within the GOP. But it's like Soviet Union. We're trying different people. Remember after Brezhnev died, and they went through like 3 or 4 guys, and they got Gorbachev, and he was like bottom choice. And, of course, the country was ending. The country was ending at the point when they started picking off, appointing these heads of the Soviet Union that were, 75 years old and in bad health. They'd last 8 months. There'd be another one just like him come in. We're seeing that in a lot of our, both the executive and in the top-level things. Gates and Panetta, they're just old clones of each other. So anyway, I think it all speaks to the imminent decline. But having said that, we got a debate tonight.
Well, let's go ahead and go one at a time here. They got them listed. It's 7 people. So we have the first one, Michelle Bachmann. Impression?
I like her myself. I don't agree with her on everything that she has to say, but she's given Austrian economists a little publicity boost. I read an article just yesterday where she was, promoting Hayek and that kind of thing. So, not bad, but not a chance, not a chance.
Not a chance to get the nomination, or not a chance to get your endorsement. What are you saying?
No, I don't think they would nominate her because she really has emanated up from a Tea Party thing, and even though she's somewhat co-opted by the GOP, I don't think they trust her. I don't think they trust any female. I think it's an old man's club, and I don't think they trust Palin. But Palin, you know what she's capable of. It's just not.
She'll do whatever she's told. That's what she's capable of.
I think she showed that. I think she showed that with what she was doing with McCain, the last time politically. So, I don't think that the Republican Party will go for Michelle Bachmann. She will bring in some support, and some of that support, I think, for some of the conservatives who supported Ron Paul. Since they'll continually, demonize Ron Paul, Michelle Bachmann may gain some support from folks that would have preferred to support Ron Paul, but they'll probably end up, they'll work hard to silence him. And of course, she does buy into wars, and I think she's pretty positive on, murdering Muslims. She's all about that. I think I don't want to malign her, but I think she's adopted most of I think she's adopted most of the GOP standard stuff.
Okay,
but I don't think they trust her.
Okay, well, let's go to Newt Gingrich. What is going on here?
Well, he lost his whole staff, I guess. Not clear why, but I think all these people are money-hungry publicity hounds, and he probably doesn't have very much money. He's probably not raising very much money. I'll tell you this, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you before. Republicans called me a month or so ago. Republican Party. I'm doing a poll, hired poll people, and said, what do you think about Newt Gingrich? And we're really behind Newt Gingrich, and guys like Sean Hannity. And I said, don't ever mention Newt Gingrich's name in my house. I said, that's just. I mean, what?
Obviously, you don't know me.
Yeah, but seriously, he's got nothing. Okay, he wants publicity and money, and he doesn't want to be, to fade away. Many people I know think that he's smart. Well, there's a lot of smart people in this country.
Oh, he just wants to get in the limelight to refund his PAC so he can sit on his butt another 4 years.
Absolutely. He's got nothing.
This is one thing that we should remind the audience, is that you're running for Congress as a Republican in your area in Virginia or West Virginia.
Yeah,
Virginia,
and I have
right?
to compete. I have to really take out the 10-term incumbent Republican. And, we're working hard on that. We're going to spread the word on liberty and the Constitution and run kind of a grassroots Ron Paul type campaign. And I will recommend people to visit our website. Still in the early stages, but we also have a Facebook page, Karen Kwiatkowski for Congress, and I would like people to go like that because I've got this little. I would like to have lots of likes on that page. We're raising money as we need it, kind of thing, and we're trying to do a lot of grassroots stuff here in the 6th District of Virginia, Upper Shenandoah County area, or Shenandoah Valley area. So we're excited about it. We're gonna educate people, and we're gonna hopefully move this guy into retirement and replace him. But what I just said, you remember what I just said about Michelle Bachmann? She's they don't really trust her because she does have Tea Party roots. She does talk about the Constitution and liberty a little bit. I mean, on the big thing, she's in the GOP court. But I think it's going to be hard to wean away establishment Republicans from long-term incumbents who are really nothing more than conservative Democrats, really, if you think about it. And they're big government Republicans, and that's what they've proven. Because, the Republicans have done nothing but spend money and, validate these these insane budgets and raise the debt ceiling. I mean, they're not doing what they should do. But establishment Republicans at the local level are very afraid. They're afraid of change. And I think this is going to be something we have to overcome. We have to make them unafraid. But Karen K for Congress, FOR, KarenK4Congress.com is the website. And you can also look up Karen Kwiatkowski for Congress on Facebook. And, feel free to visit, post, comment. We're looking at getting feedback from all over the country, really. Because this is what's happening. And I think a lot of people around the country are really waking up to it. Having said that, I still think the Republican establishment is going to pick who they want us to vote for if you are going to vote Republican in the next election. I think that they're really trying to tamp down on the grassroots contempt for government. They're not willing to really talk about constitutional things. Well, who's next on your list?
Well, we got New taken care of. Now we got Herman Cain. What's the deal with
him? Yeah.
I mean, he came up. He was one of the directors. Was it Kansas City Fed? I'm going. Come on. And I remember seeing him at a function about 10 years ago or so. He was here in the Valley, and we went and with some friends and so on to listen to him talk about the fair tax kind of deal. Mm-hmm. And it was. And I can see spending is never an issue. It's just how we're going to get your money. And I don't see him, certainly coming from the End the Fed crowd, I don't see how they're going to move over to support him.
No. I can't see how, although I've heard that that he's wavering a little bit, that he's trying to separate himself from his Fed governorship history. But obviously, if he worked at the Fed for any length of time, he's a Keynesian, okay? He's not an Austrian. And that's a big problem. On the good side, he's articulate. He's talking about changing the tax code. And I don't support the fair tax, and I've said it. People get mad at me. But, I don't like anything that's revenue neutral. I want something revenue negative. And I understand why they say it's revenue neutral. Say, we got to sell the idea. But the first step of the fair tax, I am on board for that. That is the repeal of the 16th Amendment, the Income Tax Amendment. I'm absolutely on board. Any fair taxer wants to join me and get that 16th Amendment repealed, goodness gracious, we're on it.
But repeal it first. We always wind up with both. They go, do this, and we pinky swear we'll get rid of that one.
That's right. Now, the fair tax platform requires a repeal of the 16th Amendment first. But what you notice is they don't talk about that. And because they don't talk about that, makes me very nervous.
Well, still, you have I don't feel any better about having whether it's going to be a VAT, it's a VAT, and also it's still federal. It's just more money.
If you have constitutional government, if you go to the Constitution and strictly look at that document and say, well, should the federal government do this? My goodness, they don't need any tax. We go back to pre-1913, before the 16th Amendment, and we can run a perfectly wonderful government. So it's not even necessary.
When we come back, it's Paulini Pawlenty, Santorum, and Romney, we still got to talk about with Karen Kwiatkowski, is running for Congress in Virginia in the 6th District. Oh, I think Ron Paul likes that idea. We'll be right back.